Greetings, everybody. How are you? This is AJ from the Tea Time with the Blade crew. Or actually, unfortunately, we got to call it the formerly known as Tea Time with the Blade crew. It's just me, AJ, here, just doing the podcast alone. I'm going to try to get Bax on the line here in a couple minutes. Laura is unavailable today. Just want to do a special podcast. This is not an official podcast, but we haven't done one in a few weeks. So I figured, hey, let's do a little podcast. I'm getting the itch. And also I'm getting some people asking me, what the hell happened to your podcast? Where is it? I haven't heard it in a few weeks. Well, there's a lot of changes going on our show here. So I just want to share with you and what's going on. I got some interesting, fun stories we can listen to, talk about, and some funny things that happened. So I just want to say hi to everybody, and thanks to our loyal listeners. So we're still on Facebook. We're going to be rebranding our Facebook page as well. We haven't come up with a new name just yet. So with that being said, we're going to still be on the same platforms and so forth. So, but as of right now, it's just going to be myself, AJ, with Laura and Bax, the three of us. We're going to be taking the show a little bit in a different direction. And unfortunately, Donald and Elisa just graciously backed out from not doing the show because that's not exactly what they want to do and the type of format we want to try to do, which understandable. They're still in our hearts. They're a bunch of great people, but I guess people move on, and hopefully they do their own little thing, and maybe they'll take off as well. So just wanted to let everybody know what the world is going on. So we are going to be rebranding our podcast, and we're going to be coming up with a new little thumbnail picture, and we're going to come up with a new theme song, and I'll have Bax talk a little bit about that. But other than that, I just want to let our listeners know, what is going on. We're still around. If you follow us on Facebook, the Tea Time with the Blade Crew, that's what it's called right now, but formerly known as Tea Time with the Blade Crew. If you still follow us on Facebook, you probably saw the new update of the picture I said we're under renovation. So it's taken a little bit longer than expected due to the COVID and just meeting up and getting the proper equipment with the rest of the crew and actually meeting a specific date and time, because we would like to try to do the show in person. Just for the sound quality, and thank you for all the feedback with everybody. Skype was a great resource to use for the meantime, and between the internet's cutting in and out and the sound quality, it just wasn't there. So we're just going to possibly just meet up in person and record our podcast, a couple times or one time a week for a weekly show. So, but without further ado, I want to try to get Bax on the line. I know he said he's going to be available today, and we'll see what if he wants to pop in and say hi. And Laura is just unavailable, so I tried giving her a text and a phone call. She didn't respond back, but she's here in spirit. Elisa's here in spirit, and Donald is here in spirit. So, Donald is doing fairly good, I know he shared his dialysis story a few weeks ago, and I haven't heard anything major changes lately. What's going on with him? But if you follow Donald on Facebook, I'm sure he'll put any updates on how he's doing, all that stuff. But either way, so let's try to get Bax on the line here, and we're not Skyping. I'm just going to call on the landline. Let's try it. Bax.
Hello.
Bax, what's happening, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Doing all right. All right. Well, you are on the air, so I just did the little intro, and I just wanted to let everybody know what is going on and what are we doing, and we're rebranding our show, and I just introduced everybody to just going to be the three of us, and we just need a little more time to come up with a theme song, which Bax, you are working on, and how's that coming along?
Yeah, we just had to rebrand, man, and I had to get some more equipment. I had to get a podcast mic and things of that nature. So yeah, we just had to rebrand the show, So we're gonna be back in a little bit. We'll be back better than ever, man. We're gonna be strong. I just been working on different content. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. So we just had to make sure that we're ready for the new wave of content that's getting ready to come because it's a lot going on. So we got a lot to talk about. November is getting ready to be here. There's a lot of stuff that's going on with the elections and stuff like that. There's so much to talk about. So we just had to rebrand.
That's good. That's good. And if for those that don't know Bax, you like to write music. What do you typically do, Bax? What do you like to do?
Well, I love music, man. I love the stage. I love the mic. I love just performing. I love the art part of the art side of performing and stuff like that. That's really my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, our old theme music, if you guys followed us on the show, Bax helped design that show. I mean, did you write it, or how did you actually do it?
Yeah, I made that beat, man.
Yeah.
And, I'm making some new music, That's nothing. I love music. Music is the way that, I communicate. It's the way that I express myself.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I like some of the samples you sent over via Messenger, and we still haven't decided which one we're going to do yet. So, but I just want to let everybody know, our listeners, because I'm sure you got some messages as well that people say, "Where's everybody? Where's the Tea Time with the Blake Crew?" or formerly known as the Tea Time with the Blake Crew right now. But,
I know, right? Yeah, my girlfriend asked me what happened to the Tea Time with the Blake Crew, so I just tell her we had to revamp. That's all.
Yeah, we're coming back. I was just getting the podcast itch, besides people asking where we are, and my friends and coworkers are asking me, and so, you know what, let me just throw a little podcast out there. Nothing formal. Laura won't be able to make us join us today, so it's just throwing out there, letting everybody know what the hell's going on. So, but other than that, you're more than welcome to stay on the line, Bax. I just got a couple content things just to fill some exciting things that's going on in our lives. So if you want to hang on, or do you need to get going?
Man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get going, man. I'm actually out here at Circles, man. I'm definitely gonna plug this restaurant, man. It's a dope restaurant, man. If you like upscale dining, man, go to Circles, man. It's really dope.
All right, cool. And that's over in the Brandon area, correct?
It's actually in the Apollo Beach area, man.
Oh, Apollo Beach. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, AJ.
All right, see ya. Take care. Bye-bye. All right. Well, that was Bax. It was impromptu to throw this show on today and just throw it out there. It's kind of a little different to actually sit here in an open room by myself talking to basically a recorder. So don't mind me. I'm just doing the best I can, keeping things afloat here. So how's everybody doing out there? It's not like you're going to respond back to me and say, "Oh, I'm doing great." No, I know what you mean. But just a lot of things going on out in the world. The United States is opening back up again, and just just taking day by day. I don't know about the other states, but some states are, including Florida, because that's where we're broadcasting from is Florida, is where COVID-19 cases or confirmed cases are spiking out through the roof. I think for the last 3-4 days, today is March 6th. I'm sorry, March 16th. This is June 16th. So the last few days, we were getting something over 1,500 cases per day for a couple days straight. And I think it was the highest it ever has been, during this epidemic started. So, I guess the world opening up and things getting back to, not really back to normal. I guess the new normal is we'll call it. But God, man, it's just, I seriously thought, honestly, back in March when things shut down, I'm going to say, okay, things will just bounce back, before pre-COVID, and, we're going to live on our daily lives. But everywhere you go these days, there's always some sort of precautions or, signs on the floor, 6 feet apart and so forth. So, I was over at Publix. Publix is a major grocery chain down here in Florida. And I think they go up to Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, or something like that. But either way, Publix is a major grocery store, sort of like Ralph's, out in California or California area. And I don't know if Walbaum's is still around in the Northeast. But yeah, Publix is a great grocery store. Their slogans where shopping is a pleasure. But I call it where shopping is expensive. You get 5 items and you're over $100. But neither here or there, but they're a good outfit. So I went to a Publix and I noticed that all the signage on the floor, it says, one-way aisles only. So I walk into a Publix. I had my face mask on, and the face mask thing, man, it's a different issue. That's a different topic I could talk about later. So I go into Publix. I was getting 3 items. My kids were interested in getting my wife to make some homemade pizza. My wife makes great pizza, so we get the pre-made dough from the deli department, and we buy the cheese, and we grate the cheese, and we use the special pizza sauce. I mean, the kids love it. And I'm get out of the car. Everybody's still in the car. I said, all right, I'm going to go run in real quick and get what I need and be out within like 5 minutes. And I go into this Publix, and I notice, and this is like my first time was in a Publix since the COVID-19 thing started, because we always did our online grocery order, so we always never really had to go into the store. So I walk into the Publix, and I see all these signs all over the place, stay 6 feet apart, and the aisles are one way. And I walk to this particular aisle, and of course, the aisle was a one-way in the other direction where I wanted to go to get the pizza sauce. So I'm sitting there like, okay, well, nobody's down this aisle. Nobody, except for one employee at the other end of the aisle. And he's stocking shelves. Okay, no problem. So I start walking the wrong way up the aisle. Keep in mind, nobody was in the aisle. I was not really technically, well, I was breaking rules. But the guy was like, excuse me, sir. Sir, this is a one-way aisle. You need to go around if you need to. I says, I need the jar of sauce right there. Literally, it was like no more than 10 feet away from me at this point. And he made me stop what I was doing, turn around, walk down the aisle the correct way with nobody in there, and decided to make me walk around all the way. The next aisle is the other direction, walk all the way up, then make my right-hand turn, and then make another right-hand turn down the aisle that I wanted to be in. And I walked past the guy. It was like, I mean, if anything, you want to transmit, that's the opportune time to transmit COVID-19 if I was a carrier of it. And I just looked at the guy, I just shook my head and was like, I just want to get a jar of sauce. It's now you got to go get the one way, pay attention to the sign. I was like, really, dude? I could understand if it was a one way and there was like 100 people in the aisle. Okay, I get it. But geez, I mean, it's just one of the things I just want to shake my head at. But other than that, well, every place is, restaurants are opening up, and there's some restaurants are up to like 50% capacity or 100% capacity if they're outside. And I do notice that a lot of the cities are actually accommodating a lot of these restaurants. They're allowing them to like block off streets, and they can set up tables out in the street. But this is Florida. I mean, we're in hot temperature season right now. It's like 100 degrees out here now, like 90. But either way, it's cold. I mean, it's hot, and I don't want to be sweating my butt off eating at a restaurant, and that's the last thing I want to be doing. But I personally don't enjoy eating at restaurants anymore. But even before the COVID-19 stuff. So, so I did notice a lot of accommodations, and, restaurants are doing their best they can. They're keeping people separate, and they're, scrubbing down the tables and scrubbing down the menus, or using paper net menus and throwing them away. And okay, they're definitely making, an effort to, stop the spread of COVID. So that's good to see out there. So, and, before, as I mentioned a few episodes ago, to the Tea Time with the Blade Crew, yes, I had gastric bypass surgery. I was a big fat bastard, and I used to weigh a little over 300 something pounds, and now I lost an awful lot of weight. And honestly, I don't enjoy going out to eat anymore. I'm repulsed by food. If I eat the wrong thing, I get sick. I feel miserable, and I'm just nasty. Blah 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 blah. But there's people that loves to go out to eat. I get it. I totally understand. It's just something, something to do and something to enjoy. But either way, what I used to love before gastric bypass? I used to love buffets. Sweet Tomatoes was one of my favorite salad bar buffets. If you're out in California, it's called Soup Plantation. It's the same company. I think they were just mainly on the South, Midwest, Texas area. But either way, they're closing up. They're not opening up anymore buffets. I see on the internet articles of, a lot of buffet restaurants, especially in Vegas. Vegas is known for their buffets. I mean, it's a matter of, You go to a casino and you get eat at a buffet, and they're not even opening up, or they're on hold right now. So, which I don't get, because maybe if for maybe $1 or $2 more per plate or per person, if they whatever how they charge, they certainly should have like an employee serve you. Hey, I want a scoop of this, a scoop of that. This way, the food is just being handled by an employee that's wearing a mask and gloves and all that stuff, versus the general public not washing their hands and potentially spread COVID-19. But that's just my thought of that. But there's got to be a reason why there's no quote unquote servers at buffets. But yeah, it's totally a shame, especially a lot of these restaurants, and they're all on hold, and they're a holding pattern, or some of them, such as Sweet Tomatoes, not reopening. I mean, I love a good salad, but I guess it's the new world we live in now. And also, big cruise fans. I love going on cruises. It's been a while since I've been on one, but cruises. I mean, cruises are known for their buffets, So I'm curious to see what happens when Carnival and Royal Caribbean opens up, and see what they end up doing. I mean, they're just they're hurting. No, they're really hurting. I mean, God, man, it's I know some friends that were going on vacation, and apparently, their trip got canceled, and some Facebook forums that I belong to, people saying, yep, they canceled their trip. Either they got their money back, or they do a switch, a drop-in switch, whatever they call it, and they're going on next year on their cruise. So, I feel bad for those folks, because, it's nothing like being on the ocean. Yeah, there's people out there. I'm sure I got some listeners saying, I hate cruises. I don't want to be stuck on a ship. But personally, I love being on the water. I love watching the sunrise, sunset. And there's so much crap to do on a ship, especially the larger ones. They're between the shows, the casino, bingo, all the different activities, sitting by the pool, and the eating, at the buffet, and all that good stuff. There's a lot of good stuff. And visiting the ports. I mean, geez. How those countries are doing, like San Juan, Puerto Rico, they're a big cruise port. Nassau, Coco Cay, well, that's Royal Caribbean's private islands, but they still got some residents living there. And God, man, I follow this guy on YouTube, and he's a crew member on, I think, one of the royal ships. And man, he's just like documenting everything. I mean, everything is shut down, and everybody's got to wear face masks. And it's funny, because a lot of these crew members were on the ship before pre-COVID-19, and none of them had any outbreaks, but they still have to wear face masks, which I don't get, because if you're on a ship and not really in touch with the outside world, I don't get, why they have to wear face masks. I don't know. Maybe the ship's got to come back to port to get fueled up. I don't know. I mean, it could be a number of different things. But there's a gentleman that I follow on YouTube, and he just shows around the ship, and it's really creepy to see all the bars and restaurants, how ships are all empty. I mean, it's like a big old ghost town with, the casino lights are all shut off and everything. Man, it is really creepy. It's going to be a different world, and and I certainly hope cruise ships start coming back online, and hopefully this COVID crap will hopefully blow over. So, but speaking of YouTube, I was just surfing. I don't know where I was. I read an article. I found a way. I don't know if it works or not. I tried it, and it worked for me. When you go to YouTube and you play a video, and of course the freaking commercial comes on, and it's either one of those commercials, either you can skip within 5 seconds, or you have to wait 15 seconds for the commercial to end. So I found a way to avoid that totally, completely. So the article said, so you have to go through a browser. It won't work with the like an iPhone app or Android app. Apparently, you could try this. So go to like YouTube.com. Soon as you go into YouTube.com, you click on any video, just any video, okay, and let the video start playing. While the video starts playing, go up in the URL where it says YouTube.com. And then / or is it / whatever it is, and then it gives you the XYZ 1 2 3 4 whatever, whatever the command prompt is to get the video to play. Apparently, you put YouTube.com, and after the .com, you put a dot before the /, and that supposedly bypasses the commercials. I've done that a couple times in my browser. and the commercial starts playing, but if I change it with the dot after the .com, it actually bypasses the commercial. I don't know if this is a, just a coincidence, because I didn't try it an awful lot. But yeah, that's just another little fun fact tip on how to get around YouTube, because I enjoy YouTube. I don't watch TV as much. I go to YouTube, but give it a try. I mean, hey, shoot us an email, bladecrew2020@gmail.com, and just give us some feedback and say, hey, did that work for you too? I mean, again, I only tried it a couple times, so I mean, I'm sure it's just like a quick little fix or something like that, because you see these funny people saying, like, if you press the elevator button, you hold the door closed for 5 seconds, it will bypass any other floor. That didn't work. I tried that. It didn't work. So, but maybe it's one of those things. But yeah, go ahead and try it and give me some feedback. bladecrew2020@gmail.com and see if that worked for you. So, speaking of TV, yes, I just admitted that I don't watch TV very much. I more so watch the news than anything else. All this craziness going on in the world. So one day we had some major rainstorms here. It was pouring. I mean, we got something like 6 or 7 inches in 24 hours. In fact, there was like a hurricane or a tropical storm out in the Gulf of Mexico, and it was headed up to like Louisiana or something like that. And so I was watching all these TV shows just to pass the time. I mean, how much I wanted rather be outside getting some fresh air. But what do you think of these new TV shows? Or well, not new, but too new to me. So I started watching this show on Fox called Labor of Love. Yeah, some of you are probably saying, yeah, it's a good show. And some of you say, yeah, right. That is me. Yeah, right. I mean, seriously, what is this woman trying to do? She's trying to, it's basically like a bachelor of trying to find a sperm donor and try to get her pregnant within a certain amount of time or something like that. I mean, really, is this the world that really has to come to that? I don't know. It's just, the woman is hot enough. You got about 100, guys, I call it the sausage fest. The sausage fest of guys trying to get to this, this woman and try to win her heart over to be the sperm donor. And I don't know. Maybe I'm too old. I don't know, but I just think, what is this world's going to come to? So another show I've been watching is The Masked Singer. So have you guys ever seen that show? Some love it. My kids like it. My wife sort of likes it. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. I don't get the concept. I like music, but I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. It does not do it for me. Another show I've been trying to catch up on over on Hulu is Family Guy. That show is just a classic. It's a very good show. I've been watching it for years. I mean, many years I've been watching it. So, I mean, I love the little cutaways they do, and it's just things that we could relate to as we were kids, and sort of like the Goldbergs, for example, on ABC. The Goldbergs is a pretty cool show, and a lot of the stuff was taking place when we grew up in the 80s. So I'm assuming half our listeners grew up in the 80s, but if you haven't, it's a cool show to watch. So I've been watching TLC. So I decided, all right, let me put on TLC. So there's a show out there. It's an older show. I really haven't. I haven't really caught up on the show, but I saw it's called My 600-Pound Life. And it's about these people weighing like 600 pounds and weighing over 600 pounds, and they get this gastric bypass surgery, and just interested to watch how they get to that point in their life. 600 pounds. I did not get nearly close to that, but I don't know. I guess I could sort of relate to them on how, life takes over and you get addicted to food and all that stuff. But some of these people are just so, huge. I mean, I don't get, how do you get to that point in your life to get, 600 pounds. Okay, I can understand. I got a little over 300. I was like, oh, dude, I gotta I got to do something in my life here. I mean, this is just crazy. But it was just an interesting show. I mean, it's nice to see the progression on how people were successful. And again, this is not everybody's type of show. I mean, I like the show because I could relate to it. I know what they gone through. I had the surgery myself, and I personally did not have any regrets. And there's a lot of criticisms out there saying, that's the easy way out. No, it's not. It's really not. Your lifestyle changes dramatically even after surgery. And so it was a very interesting show. I mean, I think some of it is fabricated, to make things a little more, it's a reality show. I mean, I'm sure that people are actually just taking, the producers are making them to act out a little more. So and another show I've been clicking on or watching on TLC. Again, this is an older show. You're probably going to, don't give me the little hate emails saying, hey, this show has been out for years. What are you doing? I personally haven't seen it. The lottery changed my life. I'll tell you, some of these people, some people do not deserve to win the lottery. They're just not wired in their head to win a huge amount of money. They don't. They don't know how to live it. They don't know how to properly spend because they keep on spending like a drunken sailor, and next thing you know, they're broke. I mean, really? And I don't know. Then you get all the people coming out of the woodwork, knocking on your door is, because you're a lottery winner, and they're asking for handouts, and people coming out of the woodwork, join their charity or whatever. And, and I'm, hey, God bless. If you win the lottery, great. That's cool. But, one thing I don't like about the lottery is when you do win the lottery, some states, I know Florida, they have to disclose who the winner is. And I think some states don't. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. BladeCrew2020@gmail.com. Some states, you got to, be in front and, give a speech or something like that. I don't know. Personally, I don't give a shit who wins the lottery. Okay. Joe from Smithtown, New York won the Mega Millions. Okay, great. I don't care. I don't want to see his mug. I don't want to hear a speech. I don't want to see the big old fat check. I mean, then you're going to get all these people, knocking at your door. And, I mean, the power of the internet, you could find anybody these days. And, I'm just really dead against it. I mean, I'm sure there's a loophole. I don't know, you have to get it at, I would get an attorney or, a wealth management attorney and put things into a trust and then maybe have somebody represent me to collect the millions. I don't know if that's allowed, but, that's what I will look into. But some people are like, yeah, I won $5 billion on the lottery. Yeah, I'm going to buy myself a couple houses and cars and boats. And you know what? Man, what about that guy Shakespeare? That took place several years ago, and he won the lottery, and allegedly his girlfriend killed him or something like that. It's just a crazy story. This happened here in Florida many years ago. I mean, Google the story, and I'm sure it will come up. But yeah, that's another thing. So how about another show, Dr. Pimple Popper? That's an interesting show. That is a real interesting show. I don't like blood. I don't like guts. I'm not a horror movie person. I just don't like that stuff. But you know what? That show is like a train wreck. I gotta watch it. I don't know. Something about people popping pimples. I just think it's kind of weird, but okay, sure. So, all right. Well, enough on Dr. Pimple Popper. But that's another show I've been watching. So another show is on TLC. And Alfonso, the guy from Great Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Alfonso, I can't remember his name, but yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, he's a host of the show called Unwrapped 2.0 or Unwrapped. I remember Mark Summers, the guy from Super Sloppy Double Dare. You remember that show back in the late 80s? Yeah, that was a cool show. Toe Jam, I remember that pretty well, and the Physical Challenge. That was a pretty cool show. But yeah, so Alfonso hosts this show, and they're showing, how they make different foods and all that stuff in factories. Now my mind has changed. And we were saying, well, AJ, what are you talking about? Yeah, my mind has changed now after COVID-19. Well, we're not really after, but we're in the middle of it. But it's funny. You see these people in these factories, like they were making bread or something like that. And they were actually using their hands without any gloves, grabbing the dough out of the big old mixer, the 500-pound mixer, and they're just slapping it around and putting it on the table and getting it ready for the machine to make the loaves of bread. And I'm just saying, why don't they wear arm protection, or you get some dude with a hairy arms and making your bread? I don't want to start throwing names of bread companies out there, but I mean, seriously, this is the kind of stuff I'm thinking about this time, So that's one of the shows I'm watching. It's pretty cool how they make, M&Ms and a couple other products, and it's pretty neat. But now I'm just thinking about the cleanliness of, how the staff is. And again, this show was probably made long before COVID-19. So, but since the world that we live in now, hand sanitizers everywhere, 6 feet apart, hand washing, and all that good stuff. I mean, geez, it's a lot of brainwashing. Is that the proper word to call it? Brainwashing? But, that's another show I've been watching, so I just can only imagine. I was at a pizza place many, many, many years ago, and this particular pizza place, we ordered a pizza. The family wanted pizza, and obviously this is before gastric bypass, because I could only eat like a quarter of a slice, not half of a slice, quarter of a slice, and I'm already stuffed because, dough like expands in your stomach and you feel full and all that stuff. But yeah, I used to love pizza. So we used to get pizza at this pizza place not too far away, and this is a funny story. So the pizza guy took the order, and he took the order and put it on his notepad, and he started making the pizzas. I guess he had a couple orders before mine. And so he decided to get the dough out. You know how these pizza places sit there and they start throwing dough up in the air? So the guy is just tossing the pizza around, and I'm sitting there watching him because I think it's a little show. It's pretty cool, because no way in hell I could be doing, throwing pizza dough up in the air and swinging it around and making a nice round pizza. And it's amazing, how perfectly round it is, and no lopsided pizza. Looks like a freaking flat tire on Interstate 4 on the side of the road. Nothing like that. So this guy was making the pizza, and he threw the pizza a little bit too high, and it bounced off the ceiling. Like I said, this is just gross. I can only imagine the dust that's, up there. So the pizza comes down. I'm sitting there, and I'm looking at my wife, too. I was like, this pizza actually hit the ceiling. I mean, what does he do? So he just continues on throwing the pizza up in the air, and when it hit the ceiling, kept on making the pizza, put the sauce on it, and it was like a supreme pizza. So this is part of the story why I remembered. They put like everything on there. I mean, everything from the fruits, the pineapple, and the olives, everything. And so about 10, 15 minutes later, a friend of mine walks in. He walks into the pizza place, and I saw the pizza come out of the oven, so I saw the name on the box. I was like, oh yeah, I wonder how my friend is doing. Because it reminded me, and he wrote the name, XYZ. I'm not going to say the name of the person's name because I think they listen to the podcast. But XYZ, I wonder how he's doing. And he walks in the door. And I say, hey, what's going on? Well, it was his pizza that hit the ceiling in the pizza restaurant. I was not a good friend. I did not say, by the way, that pizza hit the ceiling. So, I mean, this happened 10 plus years ago, but yeah. So, and then, fast forward to today, post COVID-19, how these pizza places are all like putting stickers on the boxes. And so that just reminds me. So the kids last week wanted pizza, and I had Papa John's reward points that I had to use because I got the email from Papa John's saying, by the way, your points are going to be running out. You need to cash in your points before you lose it. And by golly, I'm not going to waste no points. Even though I can't eat the freaking pizza anymore, I'm going to, treat my kids to a little pizza. So we ordered pizza at Papa John's, and, it's just funny on how things have changed, because I'm sure most of you out there ordered a pizza during this COVID-19 crap, and I'm sure you've noticed on the boxes, they put a little sealed sticker on there like, this pizza has never been touched. And I'm saying to myself, what in the hell you guys been doing to the pizza before this COVID stuff? You've been touching and spitting and flinging things up in the air, hitting ceilings. So, it's just funny how post COVID-19 crap and how places and restaurants are putting a seal of approval of this pizza has not been touched. I don't know. I think it's just funny, but yeah, that's my funny things with stories. So I don't know if you heard. This is an interesting story that I saw in the news this morning. So this maskless woman coughs on a customer in New York City bagel shop. So this story came out of Good Morning America. And apparently this woman was getting her order of bagels. And apparently there was another customer in there with a mask on. And I guess New York City has got a mandatory mask wearing. I don't know what their laws are, again. Tea Time with the Blake Crew, 2020, gmail.com. If you're from the New York area, what is your rules about having the mask on? So this woman goes into this bagel shop, and this other patron was like, where's your mask? And she ends up freaking out at the woman because she didn't have a mask on and actually coughs on her. That's not the right thing to do this day and age now. I think that'd be like charges of assault or something like that. But yeah, I have a video here from Good Morning America, so I just want to share that with you. So here it goes.
Cover story, one woman caught on camera coughing on another at a New York City shop, apparently after she was called out for not wearing a mask. Stephanie Ramos joins us with more on this story. Hey, Stephanie.
Hey, Amy. Masks are a contentious issue for some across the country right now. But in this case, a woman who complained at a bagel shop about another woman who was not wearing a mask was on the receiving end of a vindictive cough.
She's coughing her face.
High this morning after this video surfaced showing a woman inside this New York City bagel shop not wearing a mask and coughing on a fellow patron. The woman being coughed on is Allison Goodbaum.
I felt her breath, so that part was pretty jarring.
Goodbaum says she spotted this woman inside the shop coughing, not covering her mouth, and not wearing a mask.
I didn't say anything to her. It's not my place to say anything to her directly. I told the staff that I believe they should enforce the mask rule inside.
She says the cougher overheard the complaint, and that's when things escalated.
I was shocked that was her initial reaction, was to cough on me. And I was really scared because I was thinking, did she actually infect me? Because prior to the video, she said she had antibodies, so she can't infect people.
So she coughs on her right in the face, and she says it has the antibodies. Now, they go on and they talk, and they brought this attorney guy or some sort of representative for Good Morning America, and apparently, there's been cases out there that people said they had COVID-19 and they cough on the face and they got charged with something. So apparently with this lady, he highly doubts anything could be charged to her illegally because she did not say that she had COVID-19, which I think is kind of messed up because you just don't do anything like that, man. That's just messed up. I don't get what is going through people's minds to do something like that. And just this day and age right now, I mean, everybody's all uptight, with everything that's going on out in the world. And, why would you do something like that? I just, just put on the mask. I hate putting on a mask. I don't like it. I just don't want to breathe my own hot air. Yes, I'm full of hot air. And I just don't like it. I don't agree with it, but I'm doing it just for the perception. And personally, not to spread anything, I know I don't have COVID-19. I mean, I don't have any symptoms. I don't have a temperature and all that stuff. But, people can be asymptomatic, not be really, have any symptoms. But either way, I just do it just to do it and to avoid this kind of confrontation personally. But yeah, that's just crazy. So, but other than that, I don't know if you guys saw the United Airlines. I think this is kind of strange. So United Airlines is requiring people to fly with a mask on. And apparently they're giving you masks. So I have a story here. This came out of CBS Boston. They did a short little story. It's only 30 seconds long, so I'm not going to play the whole thing. Well, I'll play the whole thing. But yeah, check this out.
Starting today, United Airlines will ban passengers who refuse to wear face coverings. Flight attendants will offer a mask to anyone not wearing one. If they refuse, they could be banned from the airline for a period of time and their name added to a restrictions list. 6 other major U.S. airlines, including American, Delta, and Southwest, pledged to roll out new mask requirements.
So with that being said, so you're going to sit there in your flight. You have to wear a mask. And if you refuse to wear a mask, they ban you. Sort of like they put you onto the terrorist list or something like that. Jeez. I tell you, I don't know. I mean, is it good or bad? I don't know. But it's just, they're treating you like you're a terrorist. You got the no-fly list, and you'll be on there for a short period of time, a long period. Who knows? They didn't even say how long it is. But yeah, that's just crazy. So... But any of you movie buffs out there, how many of you guys are out there love going to the movies? Man, I can't believe AMC theaters, they may not be reopening. I think they filed for bankruptcy. It's kind of messed up, man. It's just this is a game changer out there, I mean, it's bad enough these movie theaters were suffering, with online movies and Netflix and Hulu and online streaming services, and how many people out there, love to go to the movies. I mean, I'm not a big movie buff person. I haven't been to the movies in a very long time. I think the last time I was at a movie was when I took my kids, to a Pixar movie, and that was a few years ago. I'm just not a movie fan. I end up falling asleep in the theater, but that's just not me. I don't have the attention span unless it's a really good movie, and and I know what it's all about. I'll probably stay awake for it. But yeah, AMC's part of the AMC losing all those theaters, and they're like in 100 different countries, and and all those jobs. It's just crazy on what is going on out there. So I hope they certainly rebound, and they have supply jobs to all the young teenagers out there, or retirees. I mean, I don't know if it's a career, but you do have managers and upper management and all that stuff, which is pretty cool. But I mean, I just hope they certainly open up. So in Florida, they opened up camps, where a lot of my friends who have kids out there, camps were canceled. And the county that we happen to live in the Tampa market here, they started opening up camps, but it's only on a limited capacity. So I got an email from one of the the camps that my kids typically go to, saying the governor said, or the Hillsborough County, it's the name of the county, is going to be doing their summer camp program, and we're going to start you can start registering tomorrow. I mean, this is last 2 weeks ago at this point. You can tomorrow at such time. They didn't give you a specified time, so that was followed up the next day with an email saying it was going to be like a Friday night at 8:00 at night. And with that being said, my kids have been home since spring break, which was back in March, just right before the COVID-19, everything shut down. And that was the last time. And, obviously with everybody else in the nation, they were doing homeschooling, and that was probably a sore subject on some people, how they love the online schooling. But I'm being sarcastic, by the way, everybody. So, but with that being said, why, they're opening up these camps. So anyway, I get the email, and of course, it said 8:00 on a Friday night, and I made sure it was in front of my computer at 7:45, logged in, and make sure everything was good. And I selected the camp that I wanted, and I tried reaching out to some friends because they were asking about it, previously if they heard anything. And, I said, hey, they're doing, registration on Friday night. You got to be there. So anyway, so registration opened up at 8:00, and within 5 minutes, it was booked out. Every single campsite, recreation center was booked out within 5 minutes. Unbelievable. From what I understand, obviously the size of the camps, was greatly cut down. So But instead of if they hold 100 kids, they probably only took 25 or whatever the situation is. But fortunately, I was able to get my kids into a camp because, God, they were poor them sitting in the house, since spring break and then sitting in the house all summer long. I don't know. I mean, I'm comfortable enough. And, of course, they take your temperature. My kids, now are on the mask bandwagon. So, I'm good for them. So, but, they're still taking the precautions, and at least they're getting outside and playing, and at least they're not stuck to the iPads. So, but if you didn't act fast, you lost your opportunity. And, some of these, I think the YMCA, if I'm not mistaken, is doing camps as well. But I heard it's like $200 a week per kid. If you got 2 kids, that's $400 a week. That's an awful lot of money, too. You got to be damn paid well in order to keep things afloat on your household, or some people not even working. I mean, heck, you're not even getting paid that much for unemployment. But so but the last thing I wanted to talk about before I shut down the show, man, are any of you guys out there affected with the cell phone service? Yeah, all these cell phone companies, I think T-Mobile, AT&T, I think Verizon, if I'm not mistaken, had all these outages in these major markets. I know Tampa, Los Angeles, Denver, Chicago, Philadelphia, and a few other cities just had a hard time receiving and making any calls. I really didn't notice it. Again, I called from one carrier to the same carrier, so maybe that had something to do with it. But I did try calling a friend of mine on the T-Mobile network, and apparently, I got the recording saying, "Hey, the call can't be completed as dialed." It's sort of like if you didn't pay your bill type disconnection. So they said it's not anything that was cyber terror or anything like that. I don't know, but it was just coincidental how all these companies had issues with their service. But what next, right? But anyways, guys, so I just wanted to keep in touch with most of you guys and give you some feedback and, what is going on with our show. And other than that, we'll end it right there. So again, we'll be on the same platforms, and we're going to have Bax and Laura on, and we will have new theme music. We'll have a new thumbnail for our podcast. And other than that, everyone, I just want to keep everybody abreast of what is going on with the Tea Time, or formerly known as the Tea Time with the Blade Crew. So everybody have a great week, and we'll be back on as soon as possible. If we're going to be any longer, I may do an impromptu show just to keep everybody updated what's going on, and we'll take it from there. All right, thanks for listening. We're on Apple. We're on Podbean. We are on Spotify, iHeartRadio. I can't remember anything else. But yeah, we're on all the major platforms. Oh, Google and Podbean, if I didn't say that. But other than that, I don't have my little list in front of me. But everybody stay safe, take care, and have a good one.